Helldivers 2 has dodged a major bullet. The game was this close to being killed off. But thankfully, Helldivers 2, and by extension Arrowhead, was able to avoid this fate, and the player base was a major contributor to this success. So, while I'm working on a total review of Helldivers 2, let's review the situation and keep this moment in the record of times that the common people actually made a difference in what a huge corporation was trying to do. On the 2nd of May, Helldivers announced a minor update which simply made a single statement. Due to technical issues at the launch of Helldivers 2, we allowed the linking requirements for Steam accounts to a PlayStation Network account to be temporarily optional. That grace period will now expire. What this meant is that after 3 months of release and widespread popularity, PlayStation, the game's publisher, was going to force every player in the game to create a PlayStation Network account if they wanted to continue playing. Likely because PlayStation wanted to capitalize on the player count of Helldivers 2 and make it seem as if they were PlayStation players. This caused widespread outrage, unlike anything that Helldivers had ever seen. Immediately, players began to foresee the repercussions of this change. Sony, and by extension PlayStation, has a very unfavorable track history of data breaches. So much so that many players would be completely unwilling to give away their information. After this happened, one user left a negative review detailing a history of Sony's data breaches, which had been prevalent as recently as October of 2023. This is simply unacceptable for some people, as they value the safety of their information. But this wasn't the only problem. On my first time ever playing Helldivers 2, a player with an accent foreign to me had joined my lobby.
Yeah, man, I'm up for doing some automatons if we want to.
Yeah.
Helldiver.
Stuck between them. I'm so dead. Let me get 1 or 2 of you.
Over 100 countries cannot make PlayStation Network accounts at all. The action that PlayStation took would have barred thousands of already established players and probably millions of potential players from ever seeing the game again. This was, in all likelihood, the straw that broke the camel's back. And after a message from a certain community manager telling everyone that reviewing the game negatively gives the studio leverage against the publisher, and several depressing comments from the CEO of Arrowhead Studios, the community got to work. Right off the bat, hundreds of negative reviews were sent to the Steam page of Helldivers 2 as backlash for the update. As YouTubers kept making videos on the situation and expressing their displeasurement with this action, the flames were continuously fanned. At the controversy's peak, there were nearly 300,000 negative reviews. All this, and it appeared as if the backlash had fallen into the deafened ears of Sony. As a result of all this, Steam had even removed Helldivers 2 from the list of countries in advance due to potential legal trouble with their governments. This truly seemed as if it would be the end of Helldivers 2, the tragic tale of one of the best live service games of all time being ripped away out of the hands of thousands through the means of corporate greed. On the 6th of May, 2024, PlayStation made the following announcement on Twitter. Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on the Helldivers 2 account linking update. The May 6th update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and current players beginning on May 30th, will not be moving forward. The Helldivers 2 community had triumphed in getting the multi-billion-dollar corporation to roll back a large business decision. This was massive, and it was a rare moment in which the community was able to sway the course of their game opposite to what the publisher was planning. I congratulate the players of Helldivers 2 for accomplishing this feat, and it's really fitting for the game that revolves around a community effort. Helldivers 2 is a real live service game. It plays out live throughout the entire community through the means of major orders. And so it is only fitting that once prompted, the Helldivers community completes the mass boycotting of their own game. In conclusion, this is a rare player-based success, especially when we're talking about Sony. But this doesn't mean that Helldivers 2 is now kept in safety forever. Every Helldiver must be prepared for another situation like this, because they are very common. And as Helldivers 2 is a live service game, it makes it all the more likely. So let us relish in this victory, but be wary for the next corporation confrontation.